Next, the children's buggies made by a company in this region which have sparked an international safety scare.
1 million pushchairs made by the Northamptonshire-based firm Maclaren have been recalled in the United States, where 12 children lost fingertips after trapping them in the hinges.
The company's declined to do the same in this country and insists its buggies meet safety regulations. But there are now calls for British parents to be treated equally. Matthew Hudson reports.
They're a familiar sight on pavements across the region, but now these buggies, made by Northamptonshire-based Maclaren, have prompted a safety message to parents after more than 1 million of them were recalled in the US. From its base at Long Buckby near Northampton, Maclaren is a world leader in toddlers' buggies, although they're now actually made in China. But in the US, reports say at least a dozen children have had fingertips severed by the buggy's folding hinges.
I am shocked because it's a really good brand. It's really reliable.
I really don't think her hand would be there when I'm folding it out.
It's a very expensive stroller, so they should be a little bit more careful.
All owners and retailers in the States can now get free hinge cover kits. But the same buggies are sold in the UK, and the company has no plans to make them available here.
No one from Maclaren was being interviewed today, but in a statement, the company told us, "We wish to reassure our customers that they should continue to use their Maclaren buggies since they are safe when opened and closed properly. As further reassurance, we have updated our operating instructions and placed a warning label on the buggy to ensure that customers take care and keep children away from the buggy when it is being folded or unfolded."
But many of the parents we spoke to feel that parents on both sides of the Atlantic should be treated equally.
If they're worried about the Maclarens in America, then presumably there might be the same design for over here. So, yeah, if I had one, I think I would be pushing for some answers from them.
I don't really see how you can possibly say it's safe for kids in this country, but it's not safe for kids in the States.
I think our standards should be as good as theirs and we should get the kids.
At a press conference in Northampton today, local trading standards officers said the buggies were perfectly safe if used properly, but could lead to injuries if instructions were ignored.
Parents and people using buggies with small children need to be absolutely certain that they get the thing properly locked in place and set up before they let the children get anywhere near them, really. And that's the key message, I think, to get across today.
Consumers are notoriously sensitive to any perceived problem with products for children. Maclaren will be hoping it's acted in time to maintain confidence. Matthew Hudson, Anglia News in Northampton.
Well, it's 12 minutes past 6. You're watching Tuesday's Anglia Tonight. Up next, all the news from Wake.
Now, more news from your part of the region, and the West Ham footballer Calum Davenport appeared in court today, charged with assaulting his sister.
Davenport, who lives in Bedford, was stabbed in the leg during the same incident in August. Kate Prout's report contains flash photography.
Arriving at Bedford magistrates in a blacked-out people carrier, Calum Davenport's wait to get through court security, a far cry from his life as a promising Premiership football player. The 26-year-old former England under-21 international from Greenfield in Bedfordshire is accused of causing actual bodily harm to his sister, Cara Davenport, on August the 22nd. Her boyfriend, Worrell Whitehurst, has been charged with attacking Calum Davenport and his mother with a knife during the same fight in the driveway of her home in Kempston. He'll next appear in court in Luton on Monday. It left the centre-back seen here training with Norwich City with a 15-inch scar on his leg. He has now restarted light training with his club West Ham. Calum Davenport appeared in court for just 10 minutes today. He spoke only to confirm his name, his address and date of birth, and to enter a not guilty plea. His case was adjourned for committal and he'll return here on January the 12th. Kate Prout, Anglia News, Bedford.
A woman's body has been discovered floating off the Essex coast. It was spotted by the crew of an anchored boat about 4 miles offshore from Harwich. It's believed the body had only been in the water for a few hours. Inquiries are continuing to try to identify the woman and establish how she came to be in the water.
Police have launched a fresh appeal for information over the death of a woman in a house fire 4 years ago. 40-year-old Andrea Daly died when her home on Rochford Road in Southend was set alight. That was back in November 2005. She was trapped in a bedroom and died from smoke inhalation. Officers want to trace 3 cars seen in the vicinity in the hours before the fire: a white Suzuki Vitara, a black BMW and a white Ford Fiesta.
Police searching for a missing Norfolk pensioner with Alzheimer's have found a body. 79-year-old James Niblott from Taverham near Norwich was last seen in Marks and Spencer on Friday afternoon. A body was found on Marshland near Loddon yesterday, although identification and cause of death have yet to be confirmed.
Police are seeking witnesses after a man was seriously injured in an apparently unprovoked assault. The incident happened in the early hours of Tuesday morning in Bank Plain in Norwich, when the victim is thought to have been hit over the head with a brick. He suffered serious head and neck injuries. He's being treated at Addenbrooke's Hospital in Cambridge.
A row is brewing after it emerged the naming rights of the Cambridge University Library could be sold to the highest bidder. The university is offering to retitle the library in exchange for cash, but the move has drawn immediate criticism. Some dons are angry, saying sponsorship is inappropriate and might lead to restricted access. But the university says the money raised will benefit academic work and research.
Army bomb disposal experts were called to City College in Norwich this morning after the discovery of a suspicious package. 2 buildings at the southern end of the campus were closed off as a precaution. Staff and students were kept away while an investigation was carried out. A package was removed from the scene by police for further examination, but the college has said teaching was not affected by the incident. A new multi-million-pound education and visitors centre has opened at Norwich Cathedral today.
The new hostry cost £12 million and it's taken 11 years to plan and build. Our reporter Lorna Ramsey has been to look around.
Norwich Cathedral is a must-see for tourists in the city, and it's stood here for more than 900 years. But today, a rather more modern addition to the cathedral was unveiled, which has been built on the cathedral's medieval foundations. And this is what's left of the medieval hostry. This is where monks would entertain visitors to the monastery. But after £12 million and 2 years' work, the building behind here is anything but medieval. Inside, there's an exhibition space, room for the quieter practice, a classroom along with a conference room. And it's certainly impressed visitors.
Rather nice. It fits in very well with the existing architecture and finish of all the building.
From the outside it did look very modern, but coming inside it's still got the outer walls, so it's it looks really good.
This has taken 11 years of planning, and the Vice Dean says it has been carefully and sensitively constructed.
Wonderful traditional materials, which of course helps with the blend of the two. I mean, the stone walls, the glass, the timber, the lead, exactly the same things as the cathedral is built with all those 900 years before.
The new hostry is designed to be the welcome point for visitors in the 21st century, but the way it's built will always remind people of its medieval past. Lorna Ramsey, Anglia News, Norwich.
Hostry.